What does the average homeowner need for a chainsaw? Do we do battery operated or do we do gas? Well, let's go over it. One of the most important things to homeowners is going to be price. Obviously, all the different types of models are going to be a huge variety in price. But let's simplify it first by talking about gas versus battery. The average homeowner is not going to use a chainsaw very often, so we can't argue that gas is going to be more expensive than electric. Both of them are going to be pretty minimal. However, the yearly maintenance on a gas-powered machine is going to add up more than it's going to do on electric. So I think that's the first pro on a battery operated versus a gas operated. However, still on the price topic, we need to talk about initial cost. Now, just in general, it's going to be more expensive to get into a battery operated versus a gas powered. So with that information, I think the pros go both ways. One for the gas, one for the battery operated. It simply comes down to personal preference. Do you want to pay for it now or do you want to pay for it later? I think the second most important topic is going to be convenience. How often are you going to use this thing? And when you do use it, is it going to be bad if it's not used very often? I can tell you from experience that this battery operated Milwaukee will cut down an average size tree. Of course, it's going to take a couple batteries to do it, but of course it will do it. You can simply have one or two charging while you're working and you're never going to have to wait on a battery. Perhaps though, the average person doesn't have multiple Milwaukee batteries. The alternative though is making sure you always have gas and oil. Usually you have to mix these machines. Always having fuel or oil at home isn't going to be a problem though if you have other small engines like a lawnmower or a weed whip. So pros and cons of the convenience, again, has to do with personal preference. What are you going to do with it? How are you going to work with it? And what do you already have at home? Power isn't something that's relevant here because gas powered has been around forever and we know that those are adequate, and of course battery operated is going to have more power and torque, and that's not relevant anyway because the average homeowner is not going to be cutting down a 100-foot oak tree. Now, to be clear, I'm not an average homeowner. I would say I use my chainsaw monthly, and I have both a gas powered and a battery operated, but I seem to always go for the battery operated just for the convenience. If you have questions, comments, or statements, drop them in the comment section. Let's have a conversation about it.